Hi everyone, this is Scott with Angry Badger Minis. Welcome back. We're still working on Blood Angels, Blood Angels Army, Death Company, and combining the two. What we're doing here tonight is we are wrapping up finally the bulk of the infantry. All we're going to have left is the Terminators, another Death Company Dreadnought, so that'll make it to be 3. We'll have, I don't even know, I forgot, I think it's 5 or 6. Well, it's probably going to be 4 Furiosos of older models. I'm not sure if I'm going to add them to this one or not. And then one that's going to be a Librarian / Furioso Dreadnought from the new plastic model. We have one Land Raider as well. And let's see, because I've forgotten things. That should be it for this army. Of course, I have plenty of drop pods available if I need to build those for this army, but that's currently not the plan. So what I did, I wanted to maximize the amount of Blood Angels, kit that this stuff had, and as you can see from these models just in general, as well as these Death Company models here. And then I've got some more over here. And then I've got some of my older models. I've got Lamarte's. I actually went ahead and put Dante together. Can you believe it? I've got Librarian and Terminator armor. He's put together. We've got the Sanguinary Priest. He's put together, and I put a helmet on him. And then we've got Chaplain and Terminator armor, and then I just added a couple little bits to him just to give him a little bit of a Blood Angels feel, just to tie him in. But a lot of these models are pretty dated, if you will, and now that I've found Legends, I am able to use again, I guess, because I didn't see it in the Blood Angels Codex, the Sanguinary Apothecary. And sorry, my camera wants to play games with me at the moment. But anyway, it's an Apothecary with a jump pack and bolt pistol, nothing too high speed. And then I just added a little bit of flare to him as well. Let me try something with the lights here, see if we can dim this down a little bit for you guys. Still have some light for me. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So anyway, if I can get this where you guys can see it. There we go. I'm not sure how old, this model is, how long I've had them, I don't even remember. And then I had all these, Blood Angel specific jump packs. So there was no point in not using him, especially since the Legends things, but we had to get him put together and put on the 32mm base, which is what I've done for everything. I've been buying those off of eBay for quite some time. And I'm actually pretty happy with them. Something else that we ran into was we've got 25 Death Company jump pack guys. Now these guys all need their heads and then they'll be done. Which will be the next step that I do in this video. And I need to put the metal jump packs on these Death Company models. Right here. Come on, camera. You had it for a second. There we go. Anyway, and I went ahead and gave these guys the Thunder Hammers or whatever, that they're going to be, and of course deck them out or whatever, and then they will also have some of the same jump packs, but there's only 5 of them, and they'll go with the rest of this group as either add-ins or swap them into a squad, or they could be their own squad. But on top of that, I also had what took so long, or what has taken so long, has been not only the details to make sure that they're all working out right like I want them to, is piecing those details together. And so when you take a look at this guy, for instance, All right, he's a Death Company, you know, Marine model, through and through. But I put some of the new Blood Angel stuff on him, and I just don't know why my camera wants to mess around today. There we go. You know, to deck him out. But then also you had you know, shoulder pauldrons like this one that had nothing on it other than those wings. And again, I just don't like the decals. So those things that you see on there for three-dimensional whatever, those are sesame seeds, and they work great. I mean, especially once you you know, once you what am I trying to say, you know, get some varnish on them, or even the glue over top of them, and you can paint them, you know, like jewels or whatever. And so we have a 10-man squad of Bolter Death Company guys excuse me, you know, and that'll work out, you know, just fine. So we've got a 10-man, you know, group of guys on the ground, basically a 10-man tactical squad, if you will, with nothing but bolters. We've got, you know, 30, just had to count again, 30 jump pack Death Company, my 10 Sanguinary Guard that'll go with Dante or whoever. And again, all this army is completely flexible enough to serve as either a full Death Company army, and of course we have our, you know, our dreadnoughts, or Blood Angels, or combined. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know the progress on that. I'm going to set these guys off to the side, and I'm going to get started finishing up the rest of these Death Company so I can move on to the Terminators. I'm going to hang out here online for some time. I have nowhere to be so I'm just going to leave this thing up and running, and we'll go from there, and hopefully you guys, you know, can enjoy the top of my head while I'm working. But I'm going to add a little more light for myself, and so I can see what I'm doing. And let me know in the comments below, you know, or in the comments, you know, if you like this format, if it works out. Obviously, once we get things all put together, and I'm going to put everything together as far as these models are concerned before we start painting anything, because a lot of them are going to have not the same color scheme, but I mean, I want the paint flow across the breadth of my armies to be the same. I know, you know, other people out there say don't worry about that, you know, whatever, but you know, it's a lot of money that I have invested, and I want it to look, you know, I want it to look the same. I want it to look the way I want it to. But I did have a thought. You know, I may consider, before I actually do any of this painting on these guys, doing a quick bout of terrain and stuff like that. You know, we've got plenty of terrain put together, but do a quick bout of terrain of painting it, you know, at least enough that it's, you know, playable, that kind of stuff as far as being painted. And we'll go from there with, you know, painting these, and then I can put them, you know, in front and whatnot, especially for my Instagram and whatnot. And that brings me to another point. Please make sure that you like and comment, share and subscribe. That's what really helps the channel. And if you're interested and you like what we do, or what I do, because there's really no mouse in my pocket, you know, I do have a Patreon page. Link is in the description, and you know, there's some Patreon rewards there, you know, if we happen to reach our goals. And you know, see if you can spread the word for us so we can keep this thing going. If you're not aware, I mean, I'm sure most of you are, or you will be, metal on metal gluing is never going to be an easy job. I mean, you just basically gotta suck it up and hold it together. Unfortunately, my favorite tool in the world, you know, these clamps right here, they're a little too big for this job, and they'll just end up crushing the model. But when I move into the Land Raider, you guys have already seen me do that. I'll be using those in earnest for sure. And so essentially what I do is I go ahead and I get these bad boys glued on there, at least enough to hold, and then, like I said, patience is a virtue. Just let them go. do one at a time, and then when I come back, I'm going to add some glue and down in the crack there in the recess. And then once these guys are done, I'm going to set them off to the side for the night so that they can harden and, you know, not have any issues whatsoever. I didn't go all out with, you know, necessarily outfitting some things. Again, I'm trying to play kind of lore wise, and I watched a game today online where I don't know if it's just the way the game has gone, you know, the direction it's gone is what I mean to say. The amount of firepower and whatnot that happened between Adeptus or Admech or Adeptus Mechanicus and Black Templars. But the Black Templars, I mean, they didn't do very well at all, which was, I mean, basically just got shot up. And I know that's the argument that most people make, you know, about having a lot of terrain on the board, but you know, that's my whole thing. It's like, man, you know, I mean, we've got so many, and it's not like they got shot up because, you know, the army just had so many bullets, if you will. That wasn't really what tore that army up. What tore them up was the fact of the rerolls, the constant command points, the constant rerolls. And what I'm seeing from the game, at least, you know, from an outward perspective, because again, I haven't played in a while. I mean, you know, I haven't played a single game against anybody in 9th edition. But what I'm seeing is we're trying to get the game over with fast. You know, we don't want to sit there for hours on end and play the game. It's you know, it's get in there, you know. I mean, a lot of the competition lists I've been reading about and stuff. I mean, my gosh, dude. I mean, if that's what you're doing is buying your army based on that, I mean, that's completely your prerogative, and I'm not going to hate on you for it. But I mean, I think you might be missing out on the hobby a lot. Like I said, when we start doing, you know, gameplay and battle reports, they're going to be centered more around a narrative campaign, and I don't mean, you know, saying that, putting a story behind it, and then running it with a tournament list, you know, a GT list or Grand Tournament list. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, it's going to be, you know, I plan on, you know, going back to the days, or at least the way I understand the game is still supposed to be played, where you pick the mission, okay, and once you and your opponent have either rolled or agreed on that mission, then you're going to pick, then you're gonna pick your army based on that mission, not just I have a list and we throw down on a table that has a bunch of terrain. And I plan on using some older missions, you know, like the breakout missions and things like that, where you were already set up for failure, and it was about your generalship to push back, defeat, and escape the enemy, not, let's just everybody hide. Because I mean, literally, I mean, you know, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but honestly, every battle report I see, the first thing all the players do is hide all their models behind terrain. So whether a person goes first or second doesn't really make any difference at this point, because everybody's hidden. There's no, there's no incentive, for building a good army. There's no crafting it. And again, these are my opinions, and I'm not trying to offend anyone. And I mean, of course, you could say, well, man, you haven't played in so long. I mean, you probably don't understand what's going on, and you might be right. Okay, but when I do the math, as you will, and I look at what I see people doing, it's the same thing over and over. There's no real strategy to it. I mean, it doesn't seem very. I don't know. I sit through them because I want to learn. I want to see what's going on. It's a way for me to at least be engaged in the hobby when I don't have someone to play with at the moment. But it gets very boring and tedious, to be completely honest with you, watching the same thing over and over. There's no desperation in the battle. There's no and there really is no generalship. I mean, I'm just not seeing it. What I'm seeing is, okay, well, the law of averages is this, not, and I mean, even something, like this librarian here. I mean, back in the day, I mean, there were no, say 3rd edition, and I know I sound like the old fogey, talking about this stuff, but there were no command points for, re-rolling or something like that. There might have been a slight, little thing, rule here or there, in your respective codex or something like that, but I know we can't have everything that we want in the game, but I mean, it's gotten kind of, it's hard to watch this stuff, honestly. The videos are amazing. The production quality is amazing. I mean, believe me, I hope to be there someday. But it doesn't, sometimes it's a struggle for me to sit there and watch it because it's so boring, And then another thing is, and I'm not going to say any names because, I'm not trying to put down any channel whatsoever, but some of the guys, on these channels, they are very, very versed in the game and the rules, and that is amazing, okay? And yeah, nobody gets them all right, and yes, they've gotten some things wrong based off of what I've read, and, plenty of people beat them up in the comments or whatever. But where I'm going with this is, another thing is, some of these guys are putting these, the show on, so to speak, and at the same time, you're looking at their face when they're playing, and their face is that of, I can't believe I'm losing, this is bull, whatever. And that's unfortunate. Some guys, some videos you can see both the players are honestly having fun regardless if their guys are getting blown off the table or not. But I'm not seeing that with quite a few actually of these other shows, and that, again, that's unfortunate. I could be totally misreading it. It could be a person's face. Hell, half the time I get told, I look like I'm angry or something, and I don't. I'm not. But it's just, that's it. That's me. Unless I'm actually making an effort to smile or something honestly makes me laugh or smile. So it's, I can understand and appreciate that. But some of the stuff, while the graphics are good on their channel, they got an amazing, production thing going on. Their format's amazing. Obviously these guys know what they're doing. Of course, they've got a team. I'm by myself, whatever. It does become hard to watch because it's like, man, why is that dude upset? Or, it takes me away from the game and the immersion. It takes me away from what's really going on, especially when you get down to things, like I was talking about, as far as it's the same thing in every game. Move 6 inches, roll dice, that's it. No real strategy, nothing, nothing really happening. And then I thought, from 8th edition, and I'm going to keep talking while I'm looking for stuff, 8th edition and things like that from 8th edition to 9th edition, that the game supposedly had gotten better. At least that's what I had heard, as far as the rules and things of that nature, as far as clarity and whatnot. But I'm not seeing that either. Matter of fact, I am seeing a ton of arguing, rules Nazi, if you will, over this stuff, and that's unfortunate as well. I'm just glad I'm not seeing anybody actually disagreeing on, online, if you will, and losing their minds. So, what I've got here, what I've got left is, again, these Death Company here. I just need to put their heads on, and they are done. So we got to find 25 heads and no beaky helmets because, I just don't like beaky helmets. I think I've said that before. And we are completely done with all of these guys. Obviously the Sanguinary Guard, for those of you that are new, I know there's a couple of you out there. They may not look different, but they will be. They'll be, painted in a goldish color, along with Dante. At least that's what that's the normal, color for that. But to be honest with you, I'm not, I don't know. I'm trying to have the normal parent chapter, and we're gonna roll with that. But also, I don't know. I like to do my own thing, and I'm sure that will get in the way at some point. But I'm also not going to put these heads on here. What I am, the ones without helmets. What I am going to do with those is eventually turn them into like piked heads or something, either for orcs or chaos or something like that. So that's 4. We'll get 6 out of this one. And if you guys have any, you know, tips or tricks for the channel or anything you'd like to see better, please let me know. You know, we can only improve from here. Well, apparently I can't count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I did count. Okay, we're good. Have you guys ever looked at Russian Badger? He's kind of a funny guy. There's a, I don't know if any of you guys play Space Hulk Deathwing on PlayStation or the PC. And I can't remember if it came out for Xbox. It might have. I'd have to check my Xbox. I have both, but or really all three. But anyway, where I was going with that was there's a video out there to just remind me when I said that it's called Heavy Flamer Heresy, and it is hilarious. I mean, those guys are amazing. I mean, you know, the gameplay is of course funny. You know, it was, you know, mostly multiplayer, the stuff that was funny, and it really was. It was hilarious. I've watched it off and on, you know, for some time, but in the last few days while I've been working on these guys, just because I know how the flow is going to go, where I don't have to look at the screen, I've already kind of memorized it, if you will. I can, excuse me, man, there was a plasma pistol right there. Oh well, we'll save it for some other time. Perhaps my Flesh Terrors army. And this stuff to stay over here. I've got an entire pile of plastic over here, boxes and everything. It's crazy. Alright, so we've got some more bloody, who is this? Hopefully none of these guys are Black Templar. Oh, that's something I can tell you that I did. You wouldn't, you know, unless you were looking for it, you probably wouldn't know it. But the Sanguinary Guard, so the helmets, to kind of keep them the same, there are some helmets that have the Death Company like imprint in the helmet. I'm not gonna paint that, but I mean, it's it doesn't really matter. And then their chest pieces, because they have the gorget that comes up around their neck, or throat protector, if you want to call it that. They're Black Templars, but I forgot I'm gonna be fixing that because I guess they're not done. I forgot I gotta put I've got to put those you know, these sesame seeds on there. I'm gonna put one right in the center of the chest where the Black Templar thing is, their symbol, and that'll cover that little piece up, and then they'll have a, you know, nice big blood drip right there or whatever. Can't wait for the day that I actually stop doing this and start sorting all of this stuff. I'm being facetious at the moment. Got some helmets here, but they have antennas on them, but I think I can cut those antennas off. I'm not really concerned about it. Let's see how many we got here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, wouldn't you know it? We're short 2. And I know they're not in here. Nope. We're short 2 here, but I have another little bits box here. Wonder if there's any more. Let me see here. Beaky helmets, beaky helmets. Beaky helmets, beaky. There's a guy with long hair and some kind of mask, but that's not what I want. Alright. Let's see here. Not much left on there. Let's grab this. Let's see if we can't find 2 more heads in here somewhere. Of course, that guy's got a head, but it's not what we're looking for. Okay, that's just an antenna. That's the other thing I need to make sure. Antenna, and antenna. Make sure they don't have that little extra lens on the side of their head. And that was some stuff that I was a little unsure about with the Death Company. Is that you know, what am I trying to say? They gave them all this stuff, and you know, for a group that you're just gonna go out there and, you know, get shot, you know, you're gonna fight until you're dead, kind of thing. I didn't quite understand that, you know. I didn't. All right, that head's all jacked up. I don't know what happened to that one. Oh. Got these guys with targeting things on their heads. There's a chaos head. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, these two won't work because they're both Tech Marines, and they've got these other things on their face. I guess we're just gonna have to suck it up. Let's see. I see a black one in here. It's not really gonna matter. We're gonna be painting this stuff. Oh man, we're gonna be painting this stuff anyway. All right, so there's one. I thought I saw another black one in here, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, man, don't ever throw your bits away. I mean, I've had these bits for, gosh, man, at least, I don't know, man, at least 20 years. Okay. Let's see, is his head okay? Yeah. All right, cool. So that'll finish this up the way that I would like them to look, and that's really all that matters. Okay. Pull this out so it doesn't fall down. And first thing I got to do is get on here and get a little bit of sanding action going on. I'm glad we did that dry run for painting. That's going to be very nice for you guys. Cut these antennae off. Let's see. Looks like it sticks out a little bit, but I don't think it'll be noticeable once it's all black. Not noticeable enough that anybody's going to care. The only person that's going to know is me, and that's probably where my biggest struggle comes from, is my being happy with what I'm doing. I don't mind getting out of my comfort zone at all. What I don't know, I guess what I don't like is when I know that I'm going to end up seeing those imperfections. So I work harder not to see them. You know, like as the saying goes, 6 feet away from the model, you're not going to see anything, you know. I mean, nobody's going to even be able to tell. But, you know, again, I'll know it's there. And I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about. So. We also have a Discord server now, as I'm learning all of this social media stuff. And, you know, sometimes I keep that up. I don't have it up at the moment, but I can. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and activate that. Wonder Twin Powers activate. Thought about doing adding some other stuff to the channel, like reactions to things. You know, it's stuff other people have done as well, but I mean, as far as 40K related, but you know, everybody's got their own opinion in this hobby, and when I take a look at this stuff, I can tell, you know, that what am I trying to say? That I don't want to say people are wrong in what they're saying, you know. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it is what it is. And let's see here. Let's see if we can pull this up. What I'm doing is go ahead and post a link here for the live chat on the Discord. And again, we're doing, we're practicing all this stuff. We're figuring it out as we go along. All right, time to get to work here. Same process I always use. I'm gonna alternate the heads. Probably right, left, front, that kind of thing, just so we get a little bit of action to it. Put that over there. But yeah, man. I mean, it's coming along. It's coming along. And this was surprisingly. I don't know. I guess I really haven't lost time. It just feels like I have. We're still 2 days ahead of schedule, which is interesting. My goal, of course, is to try to get it done by Wednesday, which is what I say every time, and then I'm usually done 2 days ahead of time. Now, I don't know that I'll be done 2 days ahead of time on this one. These dreadnoughts, they're not hard to put together at all, but they're, I don't know, I guess I'm just being particular about it. And I actually had a thought. The very first Space Marines that I put together, I thought they were Space Wolves, but apparently not, because now I remember this nasty looking enamel painted Blood Angel that I did. And so I guess technically this was my very first army, was Blood Angels. It wasn't an army, it was it was the models. I think I did 4 of the models out of the 3rd edition box set or something like that, and of course the only thing I knew about was enamel paints. Back then I didn't know anything about acrylics or whatever. So and it was, of course there was no detail left by the time I was done. It's probably better that I don't have that model anymore. Then again, if I had it, we could look at it and see how I went from that to what I'm able to do these days. Who knows? And I will say, I think I said this in a chat before, I've painted some other stuff, like from different hobby sets, like Malifaux. Did that with my wife and my son for a Halloween painting contest, and it was a little bit intimidating moving from what I know in 40K to to not only the Malifaux models, but the Warhammer Fantasy models that I included in that diorama. And you can see that in my first video, and I think even maybe in my 3rd video. But it's not that it's any different. It's still a 3D canvas, if you will. But for whatever reason, I just had this mental block about how I wanted to paint it, what I wanted it to look like. And it was a little bit of a challenge, but it came out just fine, and so that's good. All right, rolling right through these guys. So my goal tonight is get these guys done, then we'll hit up the Terminators, which or Dreadnought, or both, because we only have 10 Terminators. Wait, no, I'm sorry. We have 50. Ooh, no, we have 25 Terminators. Holy smokes, I forgot all about that. Yeah, we've got 15 Assault Terminators, and then we've got 10 Tactical Terminators. So, guess yeah, the bulk of the infantry is done, but we've got a lot more infantry to go. And then, of course, I'm going to want to put little Blood Angel stuff on them, so that'll take a little bit of time. But we can at least get them all broke out, get the legs put on bases and things like that. So, this head's being a little difficult. That's okay. He can look like that. man, for some reason I thought I only had 10 Terminators. That is not the case. And it wouldn't make sense anyway for the way my army compositions seem to be. But lost in plastic. And that's something else that's been interesting is I have noticed, I don't know if it's because of the algorithm, I really didn't bother to look at the date, and maybe I should have, but if you take a look at my first video, you know, thousands of models, if you will, it was like a week later, all of a sudden there's videos out there going, look at all the thousands of stuff I have. And so who knows, maybe they saw my video and thought it'd be great content to go with, or maybe they had done it beforehand, and you know, great minds think alike. Don't know. Except in my case, it's, you know, it's what I've got. And while I kind of contradict myself by saying, you know, I really enjoyed putting these models together, but they're also the hardest, you know, or pain in the butt to put together. Honestly, I mean, the end result is great. Even from the conversions that I had to do to be able to use my older style models, they still came out great. They fit in with the army real nice. And that's really all you're looking for or hoping for with the older stuff. You probably see me pushing a head to the side there. I am kind of partial to some of these heads being with certain bodies or backpacks. You know, that's where the eye is going to be drawn anyway when I'm done painting these things. And you know, some of them have that knight, you know, helmet style, and I really like it. So I'm kind of saving those helmets for specific poses. Of course, this guy's helmet, other than the blood drops on the side here, looks like Shrek's helmet from when he was trying to perpetrate as a knight. Good grief. And I actually haven't done a lot of straight on model heads in this one. I've got them all kind of going right and left, because I'm really trying to give that look, you know, that they're moving. So yeah, I just love it when you drop the head right in the glue. Thankfully it didn't get on the eyes or anything. Down to our last 5 here. Then we'll put those single blood drops on the Sanguinary Guard, and we are done with these guys. I don't want to say I was disappointed, but there was a little bit of disappointment, I guess, with some of these shoulder pauldrons, because you've got, you know, like this one. Let's see if you can see it. See how it's got that big, you know, shield part on the top of it. There's a lot of those, and I wasn't quite sure. I mean, obviously they want you to buy more stuff, so I wasn't quite sure why they would include that, you know, in the jump pack, you know, box. And of course you can make them jump pack Marines or regular Marines. But again, Death Company, I mean, you're sending them, you know, they're basically suicide troops, so why are you kitting them up with all this crazy stuff, you know? But it worked out just fine, or it will. It's not that big a deal. What do we got here? And of course I'm putting these heads in not just in an action pose way, where I can also paint them. So while you may get first glance, you're like, man, the swords are all in the way and everything else is going to be hard as heck to paint. Not really. Not in the method that I plan on painting them, at least. And I mean, you can always, you know, snap or cut an arm off and reposition it if you need to. It always seems like the last one is always always wants to give you some kind of headache, like this one's doing. Oh goodness. Alright, all of the Death Guard jump pack troops are completely done. We're going to put one little dash of glue in the back of these backpacks real quick, just to strengthen that up a little bit. They are complete. Now, I'm going to break out this, finish up the Sanguinary Guard, and I'm going to need more light for this one. Alright. As you can see, I'm using tweezers. I don't typically use the tweezers to put it in position. I use my razor blade, but this is an odd spot right here. It's not level. And yeah, I could try to shave it down, but I don't want to. I don't want to risk messing up the feathers. And just like that, guys, he went from being a Black Templar to a Blood Angel. At least on the chest. Then I just put a little bit of glue over top of that, no big deal. And then I'll move the glue a little bit around so it gets off of everything. And we'll set him off to the side and let him dry, and the glue to drain, if you will. I went with the axes not just because of the +1 strength, but I really like the look of that. And I've got so many, I mean, the entire Black Templars army, for instance, has nothing but swords, and I wanted something a little different. Plus all the Death Company have chain swords and, you know, stuff like that, so I just wanted to change it up a little bit. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to get this in position and just let it sit with the glue that it has. And we've only got 10 of these guys to do, so we'll be done here in just a second. Well, a couple minutes. And I've had these sesame seeds, this jar of sesame seeds, for at least 10 years. Well, let's see, I got them still in, so probably, yeah, at least 10 years. The sesame seeds also have a round and a flat side, and you'll want to take a look at that real quick before you put it down, or you're going to have to flip it over and get that flat side down, obviously. The working time isn't too bad, but you know, you don't want to take forever trying to get that seed into place. And yes, I'm being a little particular here. I'm looking for the ones that, you know, give me the shape that I want, because they're not all the same, of course. And then the size as well. Oh boy, let's drop that one. Some reason it wants to play glue games with me. time we got this one set, the glue was kind of already dry. I waited actually to put these on once I had the jump packs on, because I knew that the jump packs were going to help me with keeping the model stable, and that was going to be key, you know, to getting this done. So this one's needs to be turned over. It does not want to play ball. There we go. Sometimes they just jump right in the spot they need to be in. Last one. Enough glue on there, or it dried. All right. So now all 5 of them have their little blood drop, and we already glued that one second time. That one's got some glue on it. As you can see, I've got this pointed down so the glue flows down on the neck and around the back so it doesn't clog up everything. And I'm going to go ahead and actually, thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and balance them on their jump pack, so that way we can make sure that doesn't happen. And I'm actually, since we're done here with this, close this up and get it out of my way. And I'm sure you could, you know, come up with all kinds of stuff. I mean, this can be, you know, Eldar Spirit Stones. They can be, if you came up with other stuff, you know, for different armies, space wolves, whatever. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. But you definitely want to coat the seed, because if you don't, they can get brittle, and you want to give it, you know, a little bit of strength with your glue. I mean, obviously painting's not going to be an issue. You know, you're not going to break it with the brush, but you know, messing around with your fingers and stuff like that in gameplay, you might. And last one. There you go. All of those troops are complete. Outstanding. Let's move some stuff around in our area here. These guys should all be good to go. Let's get them out of our way. I really do like those hammers. I was kind of wanting to save them for my Salamander's army, but you know, there should be some more. All these guys should be done. So what we will do is we will just add them to the box of all of the tactical marines. There's 55 in here because we made conversions for heavy flamers, so we didn't lose that ability. And these guys have been sitting for days, so, well, I say days, but you know, so we'll just pile them on top of one another and make some room. Believe it or not, I just stabbed myself with that right in there underneath the fingernail. You gotta love it. I think I told you guys about the orcs, some of their sharp stuff. Actually had one go through, like, into my finger. It's crazy. In all my years of hobbying, I've never had that happen. But I guess with all of the 3D printing and, you know, everything else that we've got going on these days, we're able to get more detail than we ever had before. So plastics harder, you know, keep it from breaking as much. Throw these guys in here. Death Company Tactical Squad. Actually, I think I'm gonna make room for them because I kind of don't want things banging around on them with the guys that have these little seeds on them. I mean, they've been treated, but I'd like that glue to sit more. All of this was done not long before I started the live stream. There we go. Go ahead and put these characters in here. I don't need them hanging out anymore. I don't know if I'll ever use Dante, to be honest with you, but I mean, I just never was a fan of the model. But after putting him together and whatnot, I mean, it may grow on me. But I'm most likely going to be using Lamarte as the most with this army. I almost made a Astaroth model as well, but that's, you know, another thing that's not necessarily necessary at the moment. Oh, you know what? I don't think these are dry yet. Better not put them in there because they'll just drip on the other ones. Yeah, let me get that out of there. We got plenty of room. All right. There we have that. So our next bout of models, Terminator Assault Squads. Like I said, we have 3 squads of these guys, and in this box down here we have 10 tactical Terminators and 2 Terminator captains. So the question is, since they're Blood Angels, what do I do with them? Well, I have the answer for that, and that answer is one of these guys is going to end up being a Terminator captain, probably for my Flesh Terrors army. So he will most likely not get put together. But the rest of this is going to get put together. I can't think of anything else I could use this for. Yeah, I really can't. So, but we're planning on trying to think what's the best way to outfit these guys. You know, do I want to go whole ham on them, you know, and just go ahead and put them together? I mean, I don't know. I really like the hammers and the storm shields. I've always been partial to that. I don't know about the lightning claws. I mean, if you take a look at, you know, this model right here, hold on, this model right here with the lightning claws out like that, I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's boring to me. I've already got a guy that's similar like that with the Sword Brethren and the Black Templars, and unfortunately he was a fine cast model, so there wasn't anything I could do about it. But you know, I mean, if we take a look at, you know, what the book says, Now, mind you, this is the last codex I have for them. If we take a look at this, hold on, let me get to the elite section. I apologize. So we have a Terminator Ancient, and he's armed with a single lightning claw. Okay, well that might not be bad, at least for one of those. Okay, Terminator Assault Squad, Lightning Claw. The strength would be the user, which is 4, AP -2, 1 damage. But the Thunderhammer is strength ×2, AP -3 with 3 damage, and you got to subtract 1 from the hit roll. So rather than, I guess in most cases, let me look at that again. I think in most cases, if we just compare it to a Space Marine, I would need Space Marine on Space Marine, I need 3+. I would need a 4+ with the Thunderhammer. So they all have a 5+ invulnerable save, but the Storm Shield has a 3+ invulnerable save, and to me, that's pretty good. Even if I've got to worry about, you know, getting 1. Something I haven't quite figured out yet, though, is, let's see here. Excuse my yawning. Something I haven't figured out here yet is the whole mortal wounds ignore something. And I think I remember seeing that mortal wounds ignored invulnerable saves, maybe. I'm checking it out right now. And that's something that I also, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of like, what's the point? Core Rules pamphlet states, do not make a wound roll or saving throw, including invulnerable saves against a mortal wound. Let's see. So that's 2 years ago. Let's see. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab my rule book here. Hopefully not spill everything on the floor. Okay, let's see if we can find it in the rules. So these are the actual 9th edition rules, so just taking a break here. Let me back that up. Here we go. Mortal wounds. Some attacks inflict mortal wounds. These are so powerful that no armor or force field can withstand their fury. Each mortal wound inflicts 1 point of damage on the target unit, and they are always applied 1 at a time. Excuse me. Do not make a wound roll or saving throw, including invulnerable saves against a mortal wound. You just allocate it as you would any other attack and inflict damage to a model in the target unit as described above. Unlike damage inflicted by normal attacks, excess damage from mortal wounds is not lost. Instead, keep allocating damage to another model in the target unit until either all the damage has been allocated or the target unit is destroyed. If an attack inflicts mortal wounds in addition to the normal damage, resolve the normal damage first. If an attack inflicts mortal wounds in addition to the normal damage, but the normal damage is subsequently saved, the target unit still suffers the mortal wounds as described above. If an ability modifies the damage inflicted by a weapon and that weapon can inflict mortal wounds in addition to the normal damage, the modifier does not apply to any mortal wounds that are inflicted unless the rule specifically states otherwise. So, each mortal wound inflicted on a unit causes one model in the unit to lose one wound. No saving throws can be made against mortal wounds. Mortal wounds inflicted by attacks in addition to normal damage always apply, even if normal damage saved. Some models have rules that give them a chance to ignore wounds. If a model has more than one such rule, you can only use one of those rules each time the model loses a wound, including wounds lost due to mortal wounds. Okay. So at least there's a chance, and it's not like, mortal wounds are the end all be all. So, all right. So let's. These guys look like they're push fit. Interesting. All right. So I'm gonna set these. Wait, what is this? What the heck? Looks like we've got two different types here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's interesting. What's going on there? Oh, I'm sorry. These guys are from the box, but they are. Looks like they're push fit. That stinks. Okay, but that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, so let's get the legs going here. We are going to have tactical squads, and we are going to have assault squads. So, I guess what we could do is we could. Looks like we got to pull out some more 40mm. Bases. Something else I've been stocking up on. Okay. Sorry that I'm not actually in the frame here. All right. Set that off to the side. His thing up there, and then all I'm working on at the moment is getting the legs on the bases. So obviously that means for these guys I got to cut this whole body piece out. I think I'm going to take a look at that Blood Angels Codex again, because I wonder if I can. I wonder if we can mix and match the Thunder Hammers and Lightning Claws. Or do I want to go full magnetization on this deal? There's no telling. like the sergeant. And I've got enough Terminator models all over the place that I can make a Terminator Ancient anytime I would like. So I'm not too concerned about doing that right now. Actually, not at all, to be honest with you. Okay. And of course, naturally, you know, these guys from the Death Storm box set, they don't have any Blood Angel stuff, so hopefully we'll be able to get some spare stuff from the Blood Angels Assault Terminators. And I've got a few other things still from the Blood Angels Tactical Squad set, you know, to dress these guys up some. So alright, so at least we've got those broken free. Let's go ahead and open these up. What the heck? Okay, what? Why did they include a small base in here? That's odd. No telling. I really like this. This banner here. It's pretty nice. Let's see. I see a little bit of Blood Angel stuff in here, but not a lot. It's not overly encouraging, but there's nothing we can do about it. That might be the decision maker for how we outfit these guys, because these storm shields have Blood Angel decoration on them. Some of these other decorations, you know, they have to be added, and those may need to transfer over to the tactical squad. Guess we'll find out. All right, one more box to open. There's another little one. I'm not sure what's going on here with these little ones. I mean, that's fine. I'll take them. I got some goblins they can go on. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. That one felt weird. Made me feel like I cut into the model. That freaked me out for a second. I keep missing that one. Okay. Alright, let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we got them all off the screws there. We've got the captain, one captain up there. I'm not planning on putting a lot of glue on the bases as normal because, again, I want to be able to pop them off if I want to do anything to the base. And I probably will when I get to that point. Let's see how that guy's going to sit there. So we'll just put some on this foot. That's one thing about the GW bases. They don't seem to want to glue very well. I may sand the bottom of that dude's foot off because I just don't like the way it is. It's like he's only on both toes. So he's gonna make me glue him. Yeah, that's being a pain. Alrighty then. Apparently we just wanna be a real pain in my butt. So I'm just going to put some glue on that dude's foot there. think we're about out on this one. Yeah, not quite. Getting there, I guess. I don't know why they made the pose where these guys are all on their tiptoes. I want to make sure that I don't inadvertently put the wrong weapons on the wrong Terminators, you know. That being said, that just gave me an idea. I wonder if I could get away with putting them, you know, intermixing them. You know, set up a couple of these guys, you know, with the weapons, and then the other guys, you know, with the tactical weapons, and the other guys with the assault weapons. Alright, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more bases. See if we can fix this nonsense. Let's go to the old trusty sanding twigs. Rough it up a little bit. why they want that model to lean over like that, but they sure are. Or they sure do. Yeah, those models, they lean way over. It's crazy. Trim some stuff off there. Add a glue with that one. Stand by while we conduct a reload. It's about as quick as doing a musket, right? Maybe a little quicker. Oh no, you fell over. Last two. So again, guys, we got these Terminators, finish up the Dreadnoughts, Land Raiders, or Land Raider, because we only have one that's slated for this army. And that's it. We are done with the Blood Angels. So again, we have a Patreon, so if you want to check that out, there's also a voting thing on there. You don't have to be a member to vote. Are we going to do Space Wolves next, or are we going to do Tau? If I don't get a vote, I'm probably going to end up doing Space Wolves, honestly, because I just, you know, Tau just annoy me. And when it comes to Space Marines, I'm pretty quick about putting them together. I am a little excited though for the Kroot portion of the Tau army, which is a big portion of it because I like the Kroot. They're pretty neat looking. Plus, I had a jungle board that I had set up and jungle rules and everything else from back in the day. I'm looking forward to getting back into that. But with all that said, again, if you made it this far, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And again, support us on Patreon if you feel that we're worthy. Till then, we'll see you next time.